Alsler here, play-by-play for the Abby Canucks. You got it locked on the line change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast.
What's up, Canucks Nation? Welcome back to the Line Change, and if you're new, welcome to the Line Change. In this video, we're going to be talking about the killer combo that has been Brock Boeser and Marco Rossi, 2/3 of the newly christened Bro line, or some people are actually even calling it the Orb line, but apparently Marco Rossi likes the name the Bro line. Now, speaking of Rossi, we've seen him tally 10 points in his last 7 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, while Boeser is at 9 points in his last 7 games, 4 goals, and 5 assists. And these two have been on fire, and they have found some incredible chemistry together. We know, of course, Brock has struggled since the departure of JT Miller, as those two were quite the tandem, of course, with them on a line together. Boeser was able to get to that 40-goal threshold finally, just a couple short years ago, but we've seen Boeser's production dip since Miller was traded, and he has struggled to find that playmaking center until now. Now, is this a new lethal combo for the Canucks? Has Boeser found his new centerman in Rossi? Only time will tell, but we're going to be diving into an article that talks about their new found chemistry together. Of course, we know Brock has shown chemistry with Elias Pettersson in the past, but we haven't seen that chemistry in some time. But it looks as though Marco Rossi has unlocked Boeser's scoring touch once again. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this article. It is, of course, written by our friends over at Canucks Army. This one is written by Tyson Cole. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. As you guys can see, the headline is Chemistry is Coming. Canucks says Brock Boeser and Rossi's on-ice connection is translating to the score sheet. So let's take a look at this. Tyson starts it off by saying, the Vancouver Canucks may have found their next best duo at the tail end of the 2025-26 season. In a season full of losses, player struggles, and trades, the Canucks have been constantly rotating their forward lines in hopes of finding pairings that stick. And, it seems like the Canucks, or Adam Foote rather, is literally taking, I don't know what other word to use other than, poop or shit, and, picking it up and throwing it against the wall and seeing if it sticks. Now, at first, it was the Abbotsford Canucks' line of Archibald Bains, Max Sasson, and Linus Karlsson that sparked early. Then the Jake DeBrusk, Aatu Ratu, and Drew O'Connor line started to pick up some steam. But lately, it's been the Liam Mogren, Marco Rossi, and Brock Boeser line that has shown some strong chemistry that has been translating to the score sheet of late. Now, of course, throughout his entire Canucks career, Boeser has shown that he can develop a chemistry with high-quality centermen. It all started with Bo Horvat, then Elias Pettersson, but he's most known for playing his best hockey on a line with, of course, JT Miller, as we mentioned. But since Miller was traded, he hasn't been able to refine that spark with another centerman. Now, of course, the Canucks tried to revive the Pettersson and Boeser duo, but with Pettersson's play dipping over the last 2 seasons, they, of course, haven't been able to find that buzz. This resulted in the two of them playing on separate lines, leaving Boeser to play with the likes of Filipino when he was healthy, David Kampf, Max Sasson, and Aatu Ratu as his centerman. And no offense to those guys, but they aren't the top 6 quality centermen that Boeser performs best with. Now, as a result of the Quinn Hughes trade, Rossi and Ogren were brought to Vancouver. It was a bit of a slow start, of course, for Marco Rossi with the Canucks. Through his first 8 games with the team, he picked up just 1 goal and 1 assist before he suffered another lower body injury that kept him out until after the Olympic break. But Once he returned, Boeser has been stapled to his right wing, but it wasn't an immediate spark between the two. Through the first 3 games together, they were unable to connect on a goal together. However, something clicked in their 4th game against the Carolina Hurricanes when the two connected on a cross-crease pass on a 5-on-3 power play that led to a absolutely beautiful goal and beautiful setup from Marco Rossi. I would play this, but the audio doesn't seem to work, so I'm not going to play it. But this was the goal in particular that we were just talking about back on March the 4th. Now, Rossi spoke following the Hurricanes game about how it's been playing with Boeser since they were put together. Tonight was pretty good, even game before. Maybe we have scored, but I think we find each other a lot. We just have to keep going, and the bounces are going to come. And Rossi was right. The bounces did eventually come. Fast forward to March 12th game against the Nashville Predators when Rossi and Boeser both deflected a Filip Hronek point shot to open the scoring. Of course, it was this goal right here. And once again, I cannot actually play the actual video. The audio doesn't work. And plus, I don't want to get copyrighted for that. Now, their line contributed to all 3 of their goals, with both Rossi and Boeser picking up assists on Hronek's game-time goal with a minute remaining left in the game. This is Rossi again. It's clicking game by game. Rossi said post-game, the chemistry is coming. It's important. Everybody brings something different to our line, and that's the key. The following game was tough for the Canucks as a whole, but Rossi and Boeser still managed to hit the score sheet after a poor Jamie Alexiak turnover in the final minute of the game, but they picked up where they left off against the Panthers on Tuesday, with the duo assisting on a pair of Pettersson power play goals and truly putting their chemistry on display late in the first period. Ogren does a phenomenal job at hounding the Panthers player along the wall and shovels the puck down low along the boards. Boeser picks up the puck, does a quick shoulder check to see that Rossi is left all alone at the net front, something that the Panthers were doing a whole lot in this game, and fires a behind-the-back pass to Rossi, who goes forehand, backhand, forehand, and puts the Canucks back up by 2. Boeser spoke post-game about how his line has come along as of late and what's working well for them. Boeser would go on to say, I think Rossi's just getting more comfortable with our systems, kind of sticking with the same line mates is helping. I thought our first 2 games together, me, him, and Liam weren't great, but the last few, we've been a lot better at creating chances and reading off of each other. I think the chemistry is coming. Head coach Adam Foote was asked what he sees from the new line he's put together. They're starting to get some rhythm together. Foote shared they're communicating well together and they're getting better. Coming back to our end, Liam's really gotten pretty solid with that. Bess has always been pretty smart that way. It took a few games for Marco to learn the structure, but it's probably the last thing to go. Tracking back is the last thing to get, coming in a little bit quicker, staying above guys. So he's really been doing better at that as well. Through the previous 3 games, the duo's chemistry has translated to on-ice production. Rossi is currently riding a 3-game goal streak, totaling 7 points over that span, while Boeser has 1 goal and 5 assists for 6 points in that stretch. As the team transitions towards a rebuild, there will be a lot of changes coming to Vancouver, but the fact that 2 presumed players who will be sticking around for said rebuild are starting to develop chemistry is, of course, a positive sign for the future of Canucks hockey. So that is the article. Absolutely great article from Tyson Cole. I know I just read it, but hey, if you guys want to check it out on your own, I will leave a link to it in the description down below. So that is this latest article, this latest video talking about, the Vancouver Canucks unlocked the insane chemistry of Rossi and Boeser, And while we are focusing more so on Rossi and Boeser, we do know that there is a third person on this line, and Liam Ogren. Unfortunately, he's not putting up the actual points, although he is getting some points as well, but not at the rate that Boeser and Rossi have been as of late. So we're not trying to single him out, but perhaps, this chemistry between Rossi and Boeser can also translate to Ogren as well when it comes to some offense. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this new bro line? What do you guys think about this newfound chemistry between Marco Rossi and Brock Boeser? Do you guys think a full season of Rossi and Boeser with this chemistry, can Brock Boeser get back to 40 goals, perhaps maybe even next season? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the line change, and be sure to have your notifications turned on so you don't miss more in-depth analysis of your Vancouver Canucks. Now, let's take a look at the NHL betting odds for today, which is, of course, March 19th, 2026. Quickly look here. You know what? We'll go with the Vancouver Canucks and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning are a minus 1.5 and a minus 118 on the puck line. The Canucks are a plus 1.5 at a minus 102 on the puck line, while the Tampa Bay Lightning are a minus 290 on the money line, and the Canucks are a plus 235 on the money line. Just a careful reminder, these odds are, of course, subject to change, and of course, please play responsibly. But I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, none other than DraftKings Sportsbook, which is, of course, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is built for the fastest game on ice. With player props and live betting, every shift, every shot, every save gives you options to get in on the game with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois, 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario, restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which will expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright 2026 NHL, all rights reserved. This video has been a presentation of both DraftKings Sportsbook as well as the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, where it's every team, everywhere. Once again, drop your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next line change.